Stop jiggling this thing.
We decided to climb an active volcano.
It's Mount Batur.
Not terrible. We're going to climb that.
A sacred peak in Bali that is said to cleanse the Earth's fire. An element that can create or destroy.
Well, the one thing for sure is after you melt it and mold it, it will never be what it was before.
Transforming what once was.
What were you doing before?
I was a building contractor, and I said, fuck it, because I wanted to kill my client.
There's a law again.
There's a law against it.
No.
Into something completely different.
Kind of like they say, how do you carve an elephant? You just carve away everything that doesn't look like an elephant.
Right.
And it hurts like hell.
2020 was brutal.
But once you decide to face that challenge, the incoming storm is inevitable. Threatening everything.
You don't actually even know if the hike is going to be all rained out tomorrow.
I've been trying for months to tell this story of two master glass artists transforming broken shards of what once was into objects as beautiful as they are fragile, reflecting their own lives.
There's width, there's height, there's depth, and there's transparency.
But it's been 9 months since I quit my bartending jobs in New York City to collect stories of courage. In 5 countries, 11 interviews, and thousands of dollars since we last posted an episode. And the whisper of failure has grown louder. What if we're all just wasting our time and money chasing a stupid dream?
Well, I stopped doing anything at all. Well, there's words I'm not supposed to use in an interview. And
This show's actually called Fuck It Yes, so I don't know that we have anything.
Okay, fuck it. Yes, that was it.
Nestled in the southern tip of the Tabanan Regency, through the grid-like roads that dissect hectares of rice paddies, an intentional community is being built, exploring ways to build a more harmonious way of living and healing. But that is not why we're here. We're here to see this guy. Amateur songwriter, master glassblower, Ron Seiverston.
Want to be my bartender?
No.
At times I think about yesterday, the years I left behind. At times I think about recent days when I couldn't find a dime.
In this budding community lies the potential resurrection of his educational glassblowing studio, whose previous fire was snuffed out due to the pandemic.
I was having a real hard time emotionally.
Hesitation and sorrow only freeze me in my track. Confusion about tomorrow only keeps me looking back.
His work's not the tacky knickknacks of souvenir stands or gift shop windows. Ron builds bigger. We first met him a few weeks prior in the famed rice terraces of Tagalog to see one of his most human works.
So this is Java Man.
How long did the process take?
2,000 years of glassblowing history, 10,000 hours of my practice, plus about a week.
Okay.
We were honored by a surprise guest as well, fellow wielder of the flame, Frank Vandenham. But rather than blowing glass, he colors and fuses separate shards into incredible new holes.
You melt pieces of glass together, and I thought, well, that's actually easy. Why didn't I think of it? I went home and tried it, and all broke, and it didn't work. And yes.
And as tortured artists tend to do, we shared our woes together over one of many beers.
As a kid, I used to go on vacation with my parents to Austria, and there's all glass engravers there, and I was fascinated.
But as an adult, his time with the glass was slowly being replaced by his responsibilities as a sales director.
And I talked to my partner then, and he said, why are you not going to do what you like to do? Work with the glass.
Till one day, he was offered a very, very big promotion.
Thank you, but I'm not going to accept your offer. And on the contrary, I'm going to leave the company within a year. And I never regretted that. The only thing I regret is I didn't bring a camera to take a picture of their faces when I refused them.
I don't know if I feel the same way about my choices anymore.
My biggest fear, I think, is being stagnant. I can't stand doing nothing.
But inevitably, walking into the unknown has consequences.
I was done building. I was unhappy with my career. It didn't give me the level of creative satisfaction. Been married at that time about 2 years. I think she realized that I was too much of a crazy artist for her.
A man's hard on the outside, yet tender as a clam.
And so I lost my trade, I threw away my business, and I lost my marriage all in the same year.
If you want my heart, you better touch my soul.
I was depressed.
And if you believe in magic, we've no place else to go.
And then I was like, okay, what the fuck do I do now? And I discovered Glass at Burning Man, and it was a spiritual experience. I'm not drunk or on drugs or anything like that. I was just cruising around at midnight. There's this energy. I see all these people. Looked around the corner, and there's the guy blowing glass. His name's Rodman Miller, and he's sort of glowing, you know? He said, "Glass is your thing, brother." And it was like a volcano went off. It, you know, clouds parted, and God's finger came down and zapped me. And I mean, it was like a calling.
How old were you?
42.
You started Glass, but you didn't start until you were 42?
You see that look Maya's giving me? I think she's trying to tell me something.
But after the third week, I felt that I was going to be a professional glass blower, and that's changed my life. And then I had to get courageous.
How do you mean?
I sold everything to build a studio.
He moved to Bali to set up Horizon Glassworks, where glass comes alive.
I'm thinking, look back, like that was a crazy fucking move.
But, as we all know, happily ever after is for fairy tales and fantasies. In real life, even beautiful things break.
Do you ever use it like therapy?
Yes, I certainly did. I was married to a South African. He was supposed to come to the Netherlands, and we would live in the Netherlands for a few years. And then moved to South Africa to teach local people how to work with glass. And after 5 months of marriage, he was murdered. Well, I probably started early afternoon, some wine, and then a bit more and a bit more. And just being numb, But at one point, you realize you can't go on like that. I mean, you're sort of half dead, aren't you? And at one point, I decided to go back to the studio and go to work. And that helped me a lot, yes.
Yeah, you gotta keep doing the work. That's one voice in my head when I was struggling.
Did you ever consider quitting?
Fuck yeah.
It takes so long to get a furnace hot enough to melt glass that it must burn continuously. But the pandemic forced Ron to extinguish its fire.
And I didn't know if I'd ever work again. I didn't know what to do.
For all anybody knew, it would remain cold indefinitely. But that's not what happened.
It's taken me more courage to not give up. That's been hard. And I spent the last 2-3 months resetting my shop. So I will be working again.
It's been 5 months since we left Bali, and the furnaces of Horizon Glassworks are burning brighter than ever. Trying to change who you want to be in this world is fucking terrifying.
I've had to believe in the unknown.
In the end, it helped me a lot to get active again and to express my feelings in my work.
Before moving to Bali, Frank followed through on the dream of opening the studio in South Africa, and for 6 years taught people to find strength through glass.
There may be a connection to real life. The transparent parts and the opalescent parts, the things you can see and the things you can't see.
But it's those things you can't see that still scare me. Fire, passion, magic, dreams. Are these things we should believe in, devote our energy to, sacrifice for? Or are they no more than a siren song, leading us to wreckage upon the rocks, shattering us into a million pieces?
Well, this is one saying about courage, and I think that's an interesting one. It says, courage is not always like the roar of a lion. It's often the whisper of, I'll try again tomorrow. I think that's what courage is.
I don't know if we'll ever be good enough to create a life dedicated to our passions. I don't know how long it will take me to tell the next story. I don't know if anyone's even still watching this. But I know this.
So come on, baby, show me where you've been.
Keep moving forward, show up. I think showing up is like 90% of the battle in life.
If you want my heart, you better touch my soul.
We are not ready to give up.
And if you believe in magic, we've no place else to go.
The rest is sort of history.